learners, today we are going to be looking at reading a text called Grounded. It is a nonfiction narrative text, which means it is a text where an author has described an experience from their life of some significance, written in first person. And we're also playing with this new application, Cami. And when you open up in Google Classroom, the assignment, there's going to be a blue button over in the right-hand corner, and it's going to say Open with Cami. You want to press that, and that will give you access to all of this, all of these features. So what details are provided to show us, to put us inside the mind of the narrator and how she's feeling. And I'm going to model some annotation features so that you can do that. But really, I just want you to play around with this today, get used to it. There's a dictionary. If you put on the dictionary and you click on any word, it will give you the definition. So that can be really handy. There's a text-to-speech. There's all kinds of stuff. The most important that we'll be using is the markup, which is where you highlight either line by line or box highlighter, which will highlight full paragraphs. Or you could strike through if you want to mark something out. Here's another important one, underline. That's the one I like to use. Growing up, I really didn't know my grandmother. She was a private person and didn't talk about her past much. But I know she had one. She once told me that before she got married, she was a backup singer in a band and I had actually heard of. But that's all she would say about it, no matter how often I prodded. El pasado es el pasado, she told me. The past is the past. To me, she talked in Spanish. I talked back in English. We understood each other. The thing I remember most about Grandma Sophia was how much she loved driving, especially since she came to live with us. She had a 1960s red Chevy Impala convertible that was all her own, a remnant of her band days. She loved driving with the top down, the radio blasting, singing at the top of her lungs when a good song came on. Driving was her independence, her freedom. My parents, however, were concerned that she was getting too old to drive around by herself. One night, I overheard them. She's okay for now, but how long before she can't manage? I'll speak to her tomorrow. I felt sick at the thought of Grandma giving up her car. I knew what driving meant to her. I knew that without her wheels, she'd feel ordinary. Just another grandma, hovering and wise. Okay, so I'll stop here for a second because I already have come across a few things, a few details that tells me a bit about how the author is very close to her grandmother up here. You know, and she finds her grandmother kind of mysterious, just kind of wonders what her past. It's kind of hard for her to imagine, you know, her grandmother being young like she is. And I think we can all kind of relate to that. So I could mark there. I'm going to make my first mark down here, though. I'm going to push underline. I'm going to push yellow. And I'm going to start here. And I'm going to underline that. Okay? And what I want to do then is push the little thought bubble. And this will allow me to make a note. She is very concerned about her grandmother, which she cares very much about. And about this giving up her car. Her car. I think she kind of feels like her grandmother would lose her freedom, really, and she feels sad about it. Sometimes it felt like Grandma and I were on the sidelines and my parents were in the middle, dragging us toward the center where we did not want to be. I was often grounded for the smallest things. I didn't really mind under normal circumstances. Okay, so here again, I think we're getting a sense of how she feels. I want to show you one more way you could make a note aside from the underline and comment. If you wanted to, you can push text box right here, choose a color, and you can just mark right there, change the size, and you can write in here too. Okay, so you guys are going to go ahead and do the rest on your own, make a couple more notes, okay? And that's your assignment for today. Make sure you turn it in when you are done.